Holla ballers! We've gone back to 2012. We're on a webcam. I've got no voice. I'm not sick. I'm not sick. I'm fine. I just have lost my voice. That's okay. That's totally okay. Oh my god, you ready? Look, behind me. Look. Look at all that room. Look at all that space. Look at this shit. It's fucking crazy. Look at all this. Go for days, man. Look at all this room. Whoa. Whoa, camera delay? Oh, I know what that is. Hold on. I can fix that. I fixed it. I fixed it. It's all good. It's because we had that, before I went away on vacation, we had that really stupid, we had that stupid Elgato thing sorting out the microphone. So hopefully that's fixed now. It should be pretty good. Should be so good. Yeah, it's really thin, man. It's so fucking thin. It's crazy. So we had to use the other camera with the delay. I'm now at Andy's desk because obviously we need to like fix all this shit. Right, I'm not sure how easily prone you are to being grossed out, but if you're easily prone to being grossed out, just look away and I'll tell you when you can look back. All right? 3, 2, 1. Look. All my flesh is falling off. Look at this shit. I've lost all the flesh. It goes all the way up my chest and stuff. I just moisturized it. But look at that. That's fucking bad, right? That's some fucking shit right there, man. Oh. You know what happened? I know, right? Oh, shit. I told you to look away. You can look back now. You can look back now. You can look back now. What happened was... on holiday, I'm going to tell the proper... We had some really cool stories from holiday. It was interesting, to say the least. It was a really interesting time. But when we were away, and we were on the beach, this beautiful, beautiful old Chinese lady just came up to me and started shouting, massage, massage, 15 euros, 15 cash, 15 euros cash for a 40-minute full body massage. I was all over that shit. I was like, fuck yeah, you sort me the fuck out. You get down here. And she did. What I didn't realize though, she legit covered me in oil. She legit covered me from head to toe in oil. Like real oil. And yeah, I burnt like a motherfucker. And I don't burn. I'm fine in the sun. I'm fucking fine in the sun. But she like soaked it into my fucking skin, man. And she did the same to Emma. Me and Emma were just pink, like a motherfucker. Pink as fuck. I couldn't even feel it. It wasn't even that hot. It was pretty hot. It's hotter than it is in the UK right now, and it's pretty hot here. But they did the same to Emma, and we were just fucking red. So badly red that we were sore and everything. We had to find like 3 days of activities that didn't involve being in the sun. I might be this tanned. I mean, I tanned really easily anyway. I tanned really easily. But I was only in the sun for like 3 days of the 7. Like actively out sunbathing and stuff. She fried me, man. She fried me like a motherfucker. But God, those hands though. That ancient Chinese remedy, that fucking Asian shit, man. She was working on me. She was clicking my fingers. She was rubbing my temple, man. She was pulling my pants down, revealing crack, not even asking. She didn't give a shit. She was just pulling the fucking thing down, man. She was just like, ass out, get that shit going on. It was fucking awesome, man. She was all over it. She had these fucking, ooh, yeah, she was in. She was wearing those sandals, man. I could see her toes and shit. It was fucking, she was about 65, but still, it was cricket. No, it wasn't, it might have been cooking oil. It was in a suntan lotion bottle. So I thought she'd use some kind of like weak suntan lotion instead of a real oil. No, it was straight up fucking oil. It was oil like a motherfucker. So yeah, I'm not going to show you again. But yeah, I've like lost all the flesh on my chest really bad. And I'm moisturizing. I'm like slick. I'm slick now. I've got to do my head because my head gets all like crisping up and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'll tell you all about that tomorrow, as well as why, I don't know. In fact, I can tell you this now. It's not a big story. Both my kids have chicken pox. You're going to make my first day back up. I came out to this awesome office. Look, it's flush. That's our old office. Ended here. Right there. It's like double the size now. It's fucking so good. It's like double the size. But I came back to this. It was awesome. Max went into nursery. I got a phone call 2 hours later saying, can you come and pick him up? He's definitely got chicken pox. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? We've been back in the UK for like 4 hours. They're like, yeah, he's definitely got chicken pox. And now James has got it as well. So that's all going on, and it's all good. And yeah, we fixed the wall, though. So we've got a load of decoration and stuff. So it's going to look really ghetto for about 7-8 days-ish. Because we've got to get a new carpet. You see the big hole in the carpet? Yeah, you see that? We got to like paint because the walls all different colours, and we got to get a carpet in and stuff and sort all that shit out. Yeah, Iggle Piggle's like, he's over there somewhere. You can just see his head. There's the Piggle. There's the Piggle right there. It's all still here, but we'll get there. We'll get there. The sound should be bang on now. There's absolutely no delay on it at all, so it might be your end, so you might need to just refresh or something like that. Anyway, we'll talk about I've got a web show tomorrow with Ghosty. So I want to say I left the videos up, or I released the videos just as I went away with the melee comparison, which went down really well. There's a rep follow-up coming up in exactly 53 minutes, because people were like, didn't you say rep was quite good in the latest changes, and then you like rated it really badly? So obviously we don't want to be one of those dickhead channels that's like, yeah, fuck off, I'm just a hypocrite. So I've done the video explaining that, and then we're getting into both ranged and healers simultaneously. But I did do the video where we are recruiting. We're going to get this wide, the office needs to be bigger. We are recruiting some staff. We've sent out 2 job offers, which is really exciting. So what we've got going on is a little meeting with me, Ghosty, and Emma, hopefully before the web show tomorrow. And then I want to do an AMA after that. So we'll have a beer, we'll chill out, we'll do an AMA after the web show with just me and you guys, because everybody was like, what's going on? Is this going to change everything? Like panic and stuff? Is this going to like go down the bin? What exactly are you planning to do? So we're going to do like an AMA, I'll chill out and have a beer, we'll tell some stories, we'll just do that kind of dog shit. So if you want to get a question in, and you're not going to be at the web show, email me at preachgaming@gmail.com and I'll try and squeeze it in, depending on who sticks around for the AMA, yeah? So we'll just do a chit-chat, basically, where hopefully I can address any of your questions and worries that some of you have been here for, like, a really long time are like, change is coming. Yes, change is coming. But hopefully I can alleviate you, because it's not changing that much, you know what I mean? It's getting better. That's the whole point. Things are getting better, which is the whole point, right? This is the good stuff. So, obviously, if you didn't see the old office before we did all the renovation, didn't the guy do a good job though? Look at this fucking quality. You know how much he charged me for this? UK Builders, 380 quid. Knocked all that wall down and plastered it, the whole fucking shabazz, 380. Actually quoted me 450. Quoted me 450, charged me 380. Fucking awesome, man. Fucking awesome. So we'll do that on the web show tomorrow. But if you did miss the old office, it's on the Gamer Dad's channel. There's like a little office tour that I did before the renovation started. So it's all going to be pretty good. Yeah, my voice is wrecked. We'll get through the drama time. It's probably not a good idea that I actually do this. It's probably not a good idea, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's just my throat. I'm not poorly. So, I've got some really silly stories. He should have paid it for me too and put the fucking carpet in. What a slacker. Yeah, he was a legend, man. He just phoned me up. And you know what else? I can't tell you. This builder guy did all this for me. He also changed the plug in my sink because he noticed when he was in the bathroom that it had worn. So he's changed it to a fucking plug that goes in the bottom of the sink. I don't even know how to use it. It's like 24th century shit. I don't know what it's supposed to be. It's got like rubber grommets in it and stuff. It like elevates and stuff. And then he said, oh, I noticed there was water down the side of the bath, so I've removed your bath and resealed the whole fucking thing and resealed underneath your bath. No extra cost. I just thought you might want to get that done. I was like, okay, thanks very much, bro. What a fucking guy. And then he came back and didn't even knock on the door, just post the keys through for me after I got back. So yeah, what a guy. So I picked some really silly fucking crazy stories. Really silly fucking crazy stories for today. Just absolute nonsense crazy stuff, which I just think we'll just get a giggle out of, and I think that's what we need today, is just a bit of a giggle. So let's kick off with how I got someone kicked from a guild. How I got someone kicked from a guild, apparently. It's my fault, man. My fucking fault. Yeah, my cheeks are all cracking and everything, man. I'm currently covered in moisturizer. I'm like slick and slimy. I could slide across this floor, no worries. Okay, let's get really weird. You ready? So fuck. There we go. How you got me kicked from a guild. All right. This story is of how I got G-kicked by using something you say. What did he say? Something that we say, particularly on Drama Time. Something that we say got him kicked. Got him kicked. In a raid a few weeks back, my fellow guildies were saying that they haven't looked up how to play their classes post pre-patch because they haven't got access to that PTR or the beta or whatever the fuck it is up to at the moment. Being the helpful guild member I am, I pointed them to you, saying that you've covered a lot of the classes and specs, and here I am thinking that I have done my guild a solid. I was wrong. They said they could not handle your loud voice, ha! Joke's on you, and your powerful personality. And therefore could not handle watching you for very long. Fair enough. That happens a lot IRL, by the way. Timid people get really shy around me. I responded to this criticism by shouting, "Holla ballers and a brofist to you all," as loud as I could down TeamSpeak when I was then quickly given a bollocking and a shouting down for saying it. Obviously, I thought this was hilarious. So hilarious, in fact, that I started saying it every single raid when I logged onto TeamSpeak. When I joined a new raid, when I would join TeamSpeak or any moments like that, I would give them the big holla ballers. It got to the point where guildies started getting annoyed, but their annoyance made me smile. One night, after a raid where the classic catchphrase had been busted out a few times, I was publicly bollocked by my GM/raid leader and told that if I did it again, I would be G-kicked. It was one of those classic moments where TeamSpeak went from being loud, friendly, you know, bit of bants, to deadly silent without anyone speaking. It was as loud as it gets when a raid leader asks a mage to volunteer with anything that doesn't involve nuking something. TeamSpeak was dead silent. The silence, preacher, was just too tempting. I couldn't resist. I was squirming in my chair. After about 10 seconds, which seemed like an eternity of no one talking, I just had to do it. "Holla ballers and a brofist to you all," I shouted one last glorious time. And that was it. I was G-kicked, and now I'm out in the wild on my own. So thank you, Preacher, for getting me kicked from my guild with what your classic catchphrase is. I owe you one. Lots of love. It's not my fault, bro. It's nothing to do with me. I didn't fucking do it, man. You guys are dicks, man, sometimes. I swear, the most sarcastic fucking chat in history. Let's have another one. You ready? This one's from a 10-year-old. 10 years of age, man. 10. It was clearly your fault. Worth. The chat vote's worth, man. If it's the chat says worth, I'm down with it. Trolling an ERP-er. Trolling an ERP-er. Alright, let's throw... Oh, I didn't even update the names, man. Look how out of practice I am. Okay. Let's type this and really trigger some people who joined the chat late. There we go. Okay. Right, we're on the Patreon names. Look at this organization. I hate this camera angle. I'm like so close to you guys. It's terrifying. I feel like I'm literally sat on your laps telling you a story. Okay, we need we just need a panda. Who's gonna be our panda? It can be Agent Toft. You're our panda. I'm really sorry. Okay. Hello from Essex, Preach. Alright, darling. Alright, love, how's it going? The home of the vajazzle. Yeah? Look it up. Look it up. It's safe for work. Depending on your job. Look up the vajazzle. It's a real thing. Yeah. Decorating the vagina with jewels. Because every man who's put his head down towards a vagina has always asked themselves, good God, imagine if it was well decorated down here. Imagine if we had some sparkles. Really needs some environment. really needs some ambience, like a chandelier or something like that. I have a noob story to share today. I was 10 years old at the time, so take my noobiness with a grain of salt. A bit of glitter. God, gross. So after being bombarded by the WoW advert with the dancing panda, I thought, fuck it, and decided to make a trial account. Really? The Mists of Pandaria video actually got you to buy WoW? I can't believe that advert works. I started off on a mage because of the shiny colours. So I made a panda mage. Who plays a panda mage? Who plays a panda mage? I don't think I've ever seen a panda mage ever in my entire life. So I made a panda mage. Fake. Fake. No way, dude. No one did that. So I made a panda mage, but couldn't find the Temple of Five Dawns. So I gave up on the game for about 2 months. Your brother-in-law plays the panda mage? No way, dude. I have a panda mage. Sheepsy. Oh, Namad. What are you doing? I believe the Temple of the Five Dawns is the starting area. He couldn't find it, so game over. Game over. After that length of time ended, the 2 months had passed. I thought, it can't be that bad. Maybe I just need to give it another go. Another go. So I made a panda rogue. Oh, the real sadness when all those Alliance rogues were re-rolling for the food buff. And I found the Temple of the Five Dawns. After 50 levels of using the trinket Eerie Stable Lantern. I don't know what it is. Should we Google it? Can we do that? Yeah. Can we do that? What the fuck was that? Eerie Stable Lantern. What the fuck is that? It is an item confirmed. It's an offhand. It's a fucking offhand. I thought it was a trinket. Oh shit. Oh my god. I'll tell you why I thought it was a trinket. I'll tell you why, because I did read this story before. I used the Eerie Stable Lantern as a rogue because it had more stamina. Using his brain, mate. Using all these other weapons haven't got enough stamina, mate. Not enough stam. Need some more stamina. I don't want to die like an idiot, do I? Someone in the random dungeon finder said, "Noob, get a real weapon, bro." So I looked in the dungeon journal and found a weapon called the Dragon's Call. I looked at the stats. Chance on hit to summon an emerald dragon whelp. 10-year-old me thought, it's got a fucking dragon! A dragon! Oh. A dragon! And I began farming Sunken Temple. Again, and again, and again. Until I gave up, and I went into trade chat and said in all caps, does anyone have a Dragon's Call I can buy? I got ignored hard. I did eventually get a whisper, asking me questions, explaining to him that I was new to the game. To which he said, if you want the Dragon's Call, just follow me. He said there was a way of getting the Dragon's Call. He said the first instruction was to go into trade chat and go to the proper instance. The dungeon journal was incorrect. I needed to go to Ragefire Chasm. So if I typed LFG, RFC, Xmog run, I'll find people to help me find it. I think you can fill in the end of how that went. Lol, noob, gay, twat. RFC isn't as hot as your mum near me. Lol, lol, lol. Second step, if that didn't work, was to go to the realm where it dropped more regularly, which was Moonguard. I hadn't heard about Goldshire or anything like that at this point, so I asked my dad if I could go to my character onto Moonguard. He didn't understand, but off we went. After 20 minutes, I had to get to the Lion's Pride Inn without leaving. He communicated to me through a character which I later found out was an ERP character. So I'd made a human character, I ran to Goldshire as he instructed, and then I thought, what the fuck, as I saw all the chat inside the Lion's Pride. I didn't know how to use the walk at the time, but he said I had to walk to get there. But I found it, and I ran through the cloud of half-naked night elves and STDs up to his character. And then what happened is what I can only describe as cyber rape. Get ready. He said that he was a demon and he would hack me if I ever left the inn cellar. So stupid 10-year-old me sat in the cellar for over an hour. He had logged off. I fucking love it. Oh, it's so fucking good. Oh man, it's so fucking good. It's amazing. Best day of my life. Right then. We didn't even use your name. I was like, okay, so we'll use you in this one. Okay. Like I said, I've got a lot of little stories for you. I've got a really big one, which I hope you guys about half past, and we'll get to that one. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got this. All right, good. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Sarah King. Let's have a giggle. It's a Friday afternoon after all. The world's coming to the week's coming to an end. The world's going to still be here. That's good news. Hello from Team Canada. Sup, hoser. Hello, preacher, and the audience. And a big smiley face. Sideways emoji smiley, yeah? The story begins at the end of Warlords of Draenor. I joined a guild with a friend. They were good people, but they were terrible at World of Warcraft. Every single week, we finished our raid at Kilrog. We just didn't ever seem to be able to kill that damn orc. You guys are such trolls. It was basically charity from me. He's being charitable. I had an item level. Wait for it, chat. Wait for it. He had an item level of 716. And it was pretty easy for me to be the top of the DPS on every boss. Yeah? Yeah? Dude. So yeah, 716 is alright. I think my warrior is still higher than that. But I'm probably wrong, actually. PvPs though. Oh, it's all good, man. It's all good. So he's kicking ass. But there was a female mage officer. Female mage officer. Named Toft. For some reason, she was interested in me. And I mean, too interested. Toft told me things that no man on the internet needed to know about her personal life and her current emotional situation. She constantly told me that she couldn't stop thinking about me and couldn't wait till I logged on each day. At this point, it got pretty weird. There's some random girl on the internet who's interested in me for no reason at all. She then told me that the reason that she was interested in me, get ready lads, is that I'm quiet and reserved, not like other men. You're so quiet, shy. It's time to put this into perspective at the time of the story. I am 17 years old. She is 35 with a 12-year-old daughter. She drank a lot during our raids, and most of the time when we were in a proper raid, later on, she was full on drunk, and maybe a couple of other people were getting drunk with her and being flirty. At this point, I knew that Toft was a bit of a crazy bitch. She kept saying how she was thinking of me all day, and how she was desperate for me to see her. I stayed in the guild for a few more days, because my friend, who'd got me in, was away camping. After he came back, I told him about Toft, and he thought it was funny, as she was kind of known for it. She's known for it. She loves them quiet motherfuckers. Oh, he doesn't even type in guild chat. Flick that beam, motherfuckers. Sunday came. And that week, we finally killed Kilrog. We were going to start work on Gorphine Normal. Everything was going fine. My friend was back to tanking, feeling good. But then, that horrible thing happens. In bad guilds, as it does. One of the officers felt like the tanking situation wasn't good enough. So he was going to re-roll as a tank. He told my friend that it was time he went DPS. Which he didn't want to do. I was mind blown. Our officer tank was a keyboard turner. He didn't like using all of his abilities as he only liked to keybind 1 through 4. But he shoved his fat meaty officer cock down the throat of my friend and he went DPS. I was already thinking of leaving the guild because Agentoft kept telling me how much she was thinking about me and the fact that we had only just killed Kilrog Normal. In the middle of the raid, once I saw our tank keyboard turn to run and collect a mob, I hearthed out of the raid in the middle and G quit. I put Agentoft on and ignore soon after. My friend quit soon after as well, as he stayed back and caught the juicy reaction, and Agentoft went crazy that I was no longer in the guild, and spamming guild chat as to who had caused me to leave her beloved. Gone in the middle of a raid. And my friend explained why we had left, saying it was a total waste of time to raid with drunk people. Most of the raid agreed, but they stuck around anyway, for the bants. Thank you for reading my little drama story. Oh, when those officers pull that shit, though. Agentoft, though, there's quite... How many guys in my chat are quiet and reserved? Because it's working. There's a place that's working. Now, let's do our main story. Pre-warning you, we're going to talk about some adult themes, but I promise you, it's all in good jest, maybe. Nothing horrible actually happens. I promise you. I would never lead you guys astray or risk my Twitch account. We will be streaming soon, by the way. I did notice that we lost like 100 subs with the lack of streaming, but we got Metal Gear Solid Summer coming. Don't worry. We're good. Right. I can't even put a description for this person, so I'm going to have to just put the names. This is the only way this is going to work. Otherwise, it's just going to end so badly. And I need to be in good control of this story. Okay, so we got... I'm really sorry, but it's going to be you. Okay, yeah. That should get us going. Good. Good, good, good. And one more. We are currently using the Patreon names, by the way, but we will be getting back to you guys ASAP. Don't you worry about that. We will get there. So, and that one. Excellent. Okay. Let me read this. Let me read this to you. There is the suggestion of rape and paedophilia in some context, although it is not based in the real world throughout this story. Bear that in mind. I understand if this makes the story unsuitable for drama time. I'd also understand if wording is changed to something less offensive to the eyes and the ears. I have provided some alternative words in case that helps at all, such as fluffle, squiggles, squiggler, and squigglier. Okay? Now, again, pre-warning. This is not based in anything in reality. You're okay. You're okay. You're fine. Well, fuck me. It's about to get dark. Alright then, here we go. Hello, Preacher. I've been a fan of yours for the better part of a year and got immediately hooked on Drama Time. After watching it for a few months, I've decided I just have to tell you an incredibly outrageous story during my time spent in an RP guild. Even if you don't pick this to read aloud, I still hope some of you find enjoyment out of this ridiculous situation. So for a little preface, I play on one of the larger RP realms in the US. And the guild I was in was a guild that was 100% roleplay me. And it only allowed a certain type of race to join. Name it. Name it. This guild is incredibly well known amongst the RP community, and I will simply say it was an all-troll guild. Well, the Voodoo kind of give it away, I suppose. During Kata and Intimus of Pandaria, this guild was actually very well liked and respected, and received a few articles about them on some very small gaming news sites. It was an anomaly on RP Realms in that it had at least 150 active members and over 300 members total, and all they did was RP in the empty Zul Garub. Garub? You decide, I don't care. Now, I will say this tale is entirely from my point of view. Not all sides will be told because I am not omnipotent, and, well, it would make the story run far longer than necessary. I began this story by rolling a fresh troll female hunter. Why? Did you not move? Did you not move and like just give the fuck up immediately? I can't believe that. And that I can understand it if you're the druid, but you can turn into other forms as a druid. But that cast, cast animation. I had already joined this guild once or twice in the past, but never quite stuck with the characters I made. Their stories just weren't full enough for me to engage. Yeah? Bad RP story, bad you. Leave. I had a few friends in the guild already and finally broke and rolled a new tune to join them again. My initial time there was great. We had a huge storyline that involved a war on our home turf with intrigue and violence and self-sacrifice and sandals. It was action-packed RP, and that's what I had signed up for. As the months went on, I soon became one of the more active and well-liked members of this huge guild, and it was a joy, an absolute joy to log in every day, RP and hang out with my friends. But something lurked beneath this paradise. A long-standing guild member by the name of Moaka had begun to get on my nerves. You see, our good lady Moaka, to the best of my knowledge, had 8 WoW accounts with all her alts within the guild. It's like 11 alts each. He thinks around that number. About 8 accounts with 11 alts. Remember, they don't cap in RP usually. I quickly noticed that her characters seemed to all be made with the primary objective of finding husbands in RP. To get in the pixelated pants of most of the guys in the guild. Both in character and OOC me. Her tunes were basically all one-dimensional inflatable fuck dolls. They would all have the same sort of story, ditzy as any old airhead you'd see on daytime TV. At a base level, I found it to be a little annoying. Not since she was out to get sex, but she... this is one of the best parts of the story, I swear to God. Not because of what her character was, but that her stories hadn't had a lot of thought put into them. I don't mind that that's what you're doing. Flesh out the backstory. When I flicked through a dirty mag, yeah, a tug mag, a bit of a tug, a one-handed wonder, where's the articles, mate? Yeah, what are your likes? What are your dislikes? Give me some fucking context, yeah? Bit of context. Don't just tell me you want to go at me. I can go on the X video or Pornhub for that. I want to know some story. Yeah? Fill me in. Make me feel like I'm part of the team. But no. Poor quality RP is what turned him off. Poor quality RP. Poor. I thought her even being in the guild was strange. Since I'd had to go through several interviews to even get one character in the guild. You know what I mean? Shenanigans from start to finish with this girl. Moaka, get a grip. The problem became even more apparent when my girlfriend joined the guild too. She and I had been friends with an officer by the name of Thordarson for some time, but we had to cut off contact because Thordarson was a creepy bastard. To put it short, he was just very manipulative and forward. Randomly, he invited her to live with him, and his fiancée caught her a few times. My girlfriend only came back because Thordarson wasn't active, and he only ever logged on to ERP with Moaka and Carter, yeah? Only logs on, and then he logs the fuck off, yeah? Logs in, rubbing a tug, fucks it off, mate. Calls it done. This is where my girlfriend pointed out a glaring problem. Moaka was doing the dirty with pretty much all the officers of the guild. In roleplay, it was a small wonder she got in the guild at all her alts, and no one batted an eye. She was getting their digital schlongs, all moist, with her, and I love this, her poorly written smut writing. Yeah, it's not about what you're saying, Moaka, it's how you're saying it. Yeah? Can we get some grammar? Can we get some punctuation? Can you get descriptive with me? It's not what you're saying. I would be into it, but it's so poorly written. It's so poorly written. And that's the worst part of the whole thing. It's just poor writing from start to finish. And it's unbelievable. It was around this time when I heard a rumour. Apparently, I was up to bat to become, brace yourselves, a sub-officer. One below officer. Motherfucker. My close friend Robson let me know. He was a full officer. And unsurprisingly, his character was also hooking up with one of Moaka's alts. I asked him about it. He claimed he wasn't into it. He was only doing it to keep an eye on her, mate, yeah? Yeah, it's just to keep an eye on her. That's all. No, I'm not into it now like that, bro. No, it's not like that. I'm just making sure that she doesn't get into trouble and that, yeah? Just seeing what exactly she's up to. That's all. No, I'm not into all that. Not into it. Yeah, I do it every day. Yeah. 3-4 times a day, something like that. But I'm just keeping an eye on her, though. That's all. Just making sure everything's all right. Not really into it, though. Sure, buddy. He often complained about the officers' core lack of involvement in the guild and their complete apathy to what the guild as a whole wanted, which was just some good quality troll RP, yo. The officers often made large decisions and handled guild-wide problems by not addressing them and telling people to stop talking about it. That's how you run a guild. If you ever got a problem, don't talk about it. Hopefully it'll go away. Yeah? If someone brings it up, tell them to be quiet. Any mention of previous dramas or issues was just shut down. Sometimes if people wouldn't let it go, they were kicked from the guild entirely. This made Robson and many others uncomfortable and unhappy. And here you might ask, why are you staying in this guild? At this point, these things, her going about her ERP, occasional dramas that were swept under the rug, they were really minor problems. RP in general was really good. Yeah? Really, really good. Everything else is really good. Just these little niggling problems. But then it got much fucking worse, chat. It got so much worse, it's unbelievable. Moaka was on one of her alts. To break down a quick description of this character, she was RPing as a 13-year-old troll. Alright? Now you see this has no basis in IRL. It's a 13-year-old troll in World of Warcraft. It's what she's pretending to be. Are you with me? Are you with me, fellas? You know where we are, right? The character's backstory... Can I ask this before we go any further? Can I ask this before we go any further? How many RPers do we have in the chat right now? I know we have plenty of RPers who watch the show. Decent, good RPers, you know? Good RPers. Where are you? Beef Jesus, put it correctly. Strap yourselves in. Strap yourselves in. Where are my RPers at? Where are my RPers at? I know you're there. Okay. Yeah, we're probably there. I'm an RPer. Get ready to get your ass literally blown away. Her story was that she was a 13-year-old troll and was essentially, in her description, a Time Lord. In any RP conflict with her, she could just god mod your character out of existence, and that often left a bad taste in people's mouths. She's the fucking Time Lord troll. That's her story. That's what she's come up with. She typed it in. It's regulation official. It's regulation. It's regulation official. Ah, yes, the classic story. And ignore. Yeah, bye-bye. I was listening in on one such interaction and brought it to the attention of one of the other long-time officers. After a brief deliberation, he said he would ask the other officers why this was being allowed. A few minutes later, my friend apologised and said nothing could be done. Why is this allowed? 1 sec, I'll ask. Stop asking about it. That's the response we've got. That's the response we've got about it. Now, this seems like a weird, dorky thing to complain about to an officer. I don't know. I'd complain if a 13-year-old Time Lord was vanishing me out of existence. But again, I must remind you all, this is a guild that only does RP. It's all we do. Trolls only. And all the rules within the guild are focused around a positive RP experience. Immersion. God modding someone in a fight is widely considered poor form and unfun. Oh, I thought God modding was just saying you can't be killed. God modding, for those of us who don't know, God modding is when another player RPs your character's actions for you without consent. That's motherfucking rape. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's like me saying, oh, Killer Krieg strangles himself. /EM. You know what I mean? That's what it is. That's crazy. I was a little disheartened that the officers didn't seem to care. I went on with my business. But here is where things started to pick up steam. I was informed sometime after these events that Mwaka had previously been kicked and blacklisted from the guild. Entirely barred from the guild, and interacting with her beyond cordial conversation was considered an offence. It was against, at some point, she was kicked and blacklisted, and speaking to Mwaka was considered a guild offence. That's science. That's science right there. So why was she banned? She was banned from multi-boxing on all her accounts in the guild, pretending to be several different people. While this may seem like a funny jokes, mate, she actually used it to turn a few former officers against one another, to the point of some of them quitting the guild, other officers stepping down. Mind you, these officers were all really great friends prior to Mwaka's vaginal intervention. It brought the guild to its knees and nearly caused it to be wiped off the map. However, a few short months later, Mwaka was allowed back into the guild. Apparently the officers voted and agreed that Mwaka was allowed to return to the guild under the condition that she could never, ever become anything greater than a member. That's not even that she could potentially ever be a sub-officer, let alone an officer. Sub-officer, no go. No go. That was the rule. So coming back to me finding this out, I was baffled. Mwaka had been a sub-officer. I know. A sub-officer for as long as I had ever been in the guild. Why did the officers allow her to break the rules? Naturally, I started asking questions, talking to other people who expressed a distaste in Mwaka and the officers as a whole. One such person was a former GM called Zombie. Zombie confessed to me that she had been collecting screenshots of evidence of Mwaka of others and others doing some pretty nasty things. Remember how I mentioned this is where it gets really fucking dark, by the way. I'm just warning you guys, it's about to get real fucking dark real soon. You're in a safe place. Nothing is actually going to happen, but it gets real dark, all right? I'm just pre-warning you guys. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Remember how I mentioned that Moaka having an alt that was a 13-year-old? It turns out she had used it to ERP with Thordarson. His RP character was a massive old man troll, basically. And this RP was based on the idea of forced, non-consensual ERP. The screenshots taken were of several instances where she expressly said that they had been doing this sort of ERP together. And it also captured the reactions of the people in the guild's channel. The guild had a separate channel for out-of-character discussions. Naturally, most people in the screenshots reacted with, can you just, like, not link that to us, please? And what the fuck? Question mark, question mark, question mark. By my best count from the screenshots and interactions I saw with my own eyes, these are the ones that I specifically saw, the instances of this kind of ERP had happened at least 3 or 4 times. It could be safely assumed to have been far more that hadn't been screenshotted. That's presumptuous. We'll stick with 3 or 4, yeah? Don't want to put cocks inside Moaka's mouth. It's full in there. Keep it safe. But wait, there's more. It gets worse. Some short time after these screenshots had been linked, Moaka was caught linking her DeviantArt that she drew of her character. To be fair, she was one of the guild's better artists. Of course, it was the underage character who was having sex with an ogre. To make matters worse, she wouldn't give any warning to what the pictures were. She would just occasionally drop the link directly in the channel for anyone to click on. Here you go, boys and girls. How about a picture of my 13-year-old troll getting it on with an ogre? And she would regularly admit that she had fetish and fantasies about non-consensual loving, as did our man Thordarson. Now, I'll say here that at some point, Thordarson and Carter had taken Moaka IRL to live with them. And that is why that trio was very closely tied together. They were very defensive of one another. Throughout the entire ordeal, the three of them lied and covered one another up, only eventually to have Thordarson and Carter lead Moaka to the dogs once the pictures and screenshots had come out, allowing all the public blame to turn on her, which I thought was pretty rude. You live with this girl, you ERP out her weird fantasies, she ERPs out yours, and then you turn around and just leave her to it when the shit hits the fan. The list goes on. I know some of you went into a dark place then, but I don't think it means that. The list goes on. Instances where she publicly ERP'd against the guild rules. Against guild rules, she started ERPing in the guild chat and just bad RP form, yeah? Just bad RP form. Instances where she god modded, and more instances of this ERP where my girlfriend and I offered our support to bring this to the officers. Zombie decided it was a good enough time to kick this to the curb. A guild meeting was called, and she wanted people to stand up and demand this crazy chick be kicked, and the officers that partook in the ERP to be removed. And prior to going into the whole core, she spoke with our mutual friend Robson. He agreed this should all be taken to the big officers and brought up at the guild meeting. He stood by her side. Yeah, Robson is going to bro it up. Except the officers were all in a Skype call together at the time. Thordarson and Carter were asking what should be done. What should be done with all the screenshots that Zombie had been collecting. Some of it actually showed Carter being an active participant in allowing her fiancé to have this ERP. Robson, without hesitance, abandoned Zombie. Robson said, we should just kick Zombie and let all this slide away. Left his friend. Left her. Just left his friend there. Did not stand by her side. The standard rule of this guild was to inform the person that they were kicking that they were about to be kicked and give them the reason why. Carter said that she would do so. Said that she had spoken with Zombie. And then Carter kicked her. Can you guess what didn't happen? Carter had never ever spoke to Zombie. Without any warning, she was kicked from the guild. The last whisper message in her chat log was from her old pal Robson, telling her that he had stood beside her and would help bring down the corruption in the Troll Guild. Within minutes of this, myself and my girlfriend quit the guild. Several others followed. I was spoken to in whispers by the officers and the other guildmates asking why I had left the guild. I told them straight up how terrible of an action it was that Zombie was kicked. They invited me to join the guild meeting to discuss all this the following day. The following day. I said okay. At the meeting, nearly everyone in the guild brought up their problem with Moaka. The officers started spamming emotes, hugs and apologies and smiles. And a whole lot of bullshit. Several times, it was brought up that that type of RP wasn't a problem because that this type of ERP was not a problem because in troll culture, 13 is an adult. Confirm, deny. Confirm, deny. When I said that nobody cares about that and that they're talking about things that are literally illegal, I was told that I had to provide evidence from a legitimate law enforcement officer to prove what they're doing was wrong. These dudes actually asked for a cop to tell them that it was wrong to pretend to be having non-consensual sex with a 13-year-old troll. With an old man troll. I linked them passages about paedophilia and stuff, but they said that was nothing to do with what they were doing. They refused to kick her, refused to demote the officers that had participated in her ERP. They also stuck by their claims that 13 is adult in troll years, and that it was not their job to police the ERP being done privately of their members. Opinions. Nope. Run away. Run away. I'm happy to report that I left that guild behind. And several months later, all this drama was dredged up on ye old Tumblr. Tumblr. Yeah, fuck these disgusting guys and run the fuck away. That's what you do. Get out of there. The guild name was dragged through the mud and it became publicly known that it was an apologist guild. No joke, people whispered them a few times, unironically asking to join the guilds because they heard it was a guild for kinks. One of the officers I previously mentioned, but not by name, was widely regarded as the best officer and the one who wasn't in support of any of this bullshit. He very quickly left after the shitstorm I was involved in and made his own guild, which I'm happy to report is doing tremendously. The last I heard about those sad fuckers is that the public uproar against Moaka and Thorson and the others that caused the GM to kick the aforementioned offenders while they tried very, very hard to pick up the pieces. If only they had just kicked them when this nonsense started, but then again, it wouldn't make for a good drama time story, would it? I have only spoken about things I've seen with my own eyes, either in person or from the mountains of screenshot evidence I was linked. Any other rumours, aside from the ones mentioned, circling this guild has been left out for the sake of keeping it to the truth. RP to the end, mate! If it's not true, it doesn't go in the story. Can't confirm, no source, not reporting on it. So that ends this wild ride, and I hope you and your audience found it equally as ridiculous as I did. Cheers and fat loots to all of you. Wow. Yeah. No, it's 17 in trolls. Bravo. Bravo. Yeah, this made me feel disgusting. Was it because of the poor quality writing of the RP, though? Who knows, right? Who knows? Ladies and gents, I am back with Mr. Ghost at my side, hopefully in some sort of better camera angle and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, this freaks. Freaks all over the place. In, what, 29 hours? 27 hours? Yeah, 27 hours. 27 hours. And we'll be kicking ass and taking some names, man, and just having some good fun. And I'll tell you all about the really weird shit that I got up to, as well as owning a few people while I was on vacation and doing all that stuff. There's a video releasing in 3 minutes about some Rep Paladin stuff. Other than that, you'll have to wait till tomorrow. All right, guys. Thank you very, very much. And I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to have fun. I'm sorry about my voice. It should get better in a couple of days. I'm not sick. As a reminder. Just a voice is gone, that's all. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully. Ladies and gents, have a good weekend if I'm not going to see you. Bye-bye.